evening. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. Back again with Sister Audrey, trying to give you something that you can feed off of for the rest of the week. Some information that you can know. Just know we got the comments. We usually have our brother Mickey Sanders run across the bottom of the screen. Just know that the views of this host are not those of A10 News Media Group. All right. So just know that. I don't know, Mickey, you want to say good evening to anyone?
Well, good evening, everybody, and
All
thanks for
right.
tapping in.
Thank you all. So you all know he is always here and always present with us and everything. Today is Sunday, May the 5th. It's Cinco de Mayo Day. I had to wake up and remind myself of what day it is. I already said I wanted to go to this Mexican restaurant that I seen around the corner. I'm visiting my son in Cincinnati. And I said, let's go over there tomorrow. He said, okay. Neither one of us was thinking about it being Cinco de Mayo. I woke up this morning and said, boy, we better make reservations and get around there early before everything take place and stuff. And I know me and Mickey was talking a little earlier. I'm praying that some of the restaurants and things around in Flint, some of the stuff is going on, is open. I don't know if Latin X is planning anything over there in their area today, but today is Cinco de Mayo, and my happy Cinco de Mayo to our Latino brothers and sisters, our South American brothers and sisters, whatever. Yeah, we want to make sure that we just include you, and as we all want to be included. So have a festive day and enjoy your day out there. I know weather's gonna be pretty decent and nice. We getting into that warm weather time where we all gonna be out. I heard Mickey saying that it's getting nice weather. Winter's gonna be disappearing. I might be disappearing, but it's good that we always have a platform that we can use from a distance and always keep ourselves up and working. You on the platform, you know you don't ever get a chance to not work. It's a 24-hour a day. We say we go to sleep, but we wake up thinking about it. And I love ATN News Media Group. This is home for me, and I feel really good. See the sign on the wall up behind me? It said, "It is what it is." Those are not my words. Those are my son's words. This is his room that I'm in, his man cave that he gave me the ability to be in. He do this all the time for me. If I'm coming down to visit, he give me the chance to sit in his little man cave and all that kind of stuff. It ain't just cause Mother's Day coming up next week. Y'all got some good stuff coming up next week for Mother's Day. I hope y'all do. I hope y'all got some good plans. If not, I will be coming to you on Mother's Day. So I will be bringing a message to you all then too. But and I'm gonna have a special guest with me next week. We already setting that up. But I did want you all to know that this gonna be a great week. Mickey, anything you could think of going on good this week or going on period this week? I know Wednesday is a city council meeting. It's
The budget.
the budget meeting, right? We got an election on Tuesday. Go out, vote. Take a neighbor to go vote. Take your family member, go vote if you're in the ninth ward. I think that's the only thing on the ballot. Is there anything else that you could think of that's on the ballot?
No, just I think the ninth ward. That's it.
The ninth ward. We need you all to get out, encourage your family and friends, take somebody to the poll. If you live in another ward, go over and pick up somebody in the ninth ward, take them to the polls. We got to have good people in those positions. As we said, we don't at 18, we don't endorse any candidates, but you all got a chance to see and hear. Make sure don't vote for anybody who support emergency management. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. You figure that one out. You know which one of the candidates supported emergency managers law. If those of you who don't know, that was the law that was brought in that had Flint have the takeover, Detroit had a takeover, several other cities in Michigan was taken over by the state government, and it also is the catalyst that put us into what we now know as the Flint water crisis. They were the ones who came in and made the change to the Flint River water, did not put the corrosion control in the water, did not do any of that stuff. So make sure when you go out and vote, you look to see what candidates did and did not do that going on, not just in the ninth ward. Look and see the candidates that support the emergency managers law. Look at the candidates who support those who do support the emergency managers law and allow that to happen. So we got to make sure we get something. We have to start working on getting something on the ballot to make the whole state come out and vote down the emergency managers law. We can make our legislators make that change. Okay. Um, I also wanted to say, I'm trying to think of something else. Is there something else I'm missing before we get started? All right, like, share, and subscribe. 810 News Media Group. How can I miss that? And it's going across the screen. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that Cash App button. $ 810 News Media Group. All donations are very welcomed, and we love you. We thank you ahead of time for your donations. Um, that's what helped keep independent radio and news media outgroups as such as 810 News Media Group. That's what help keeps us afloat and help keeps us going. Is your contributions, your donations. Couldn't do it without it. So we would definitely love that you if you would give us and donate to us. I know we had a thing going, and I think Brother Mickey was asking people to donate $25 a month or something like that. Or am I saying it wrong? Was it $25 a month? And then that way, having people to do it every month for a certain amount of months, and
Yeah,
they'll help
it was for the first 6 months.
for the first 6 months. And I think that's going. I think we're going pretty good. But of course, always welcoming any donations. If it's not $25 that you can give what you can give. No donations is too big. No donations is too small. So we welcome and we thank you for your donations. So today we got a lot of stuff, Mickey, that's going on around here. Um, One of the things that I wanted to take a moment and address, and as we always say, my views are not the views of 810 News Media Group, but I thank 810 for all of the hard work that they do, putting the news out there, keeping our people engaged, especially when it comes down time to um, the city council meetings, the ethics and accountability board meetings, and some of the other community activities that's going on around. Right now, I have on my camouflage because I just really feel like we're really at war. Whether you all know it or not, we at war. We see it up and we watch the news and we see what's going on over in Palestine. But that's not the war necessarily that I'm talking about. Although we keep them very much in our prayers, we keep them, in our high regards. But we know what's going on, and we watch that. But I'm talking about several other wars. Number one war with the war we have within ourselves. We fight daily on should I or should I not. That's the biggest war. If we conquer that war, and go into a higher thinking like God, we can definitely make some changes. That would be the best start. But we also know we have war in our own communities, where we're fighting every day. We still in Flint fighting for justice with the water. We fighting for just clean water to go to the tap, to pull out, to drink. And I wanted on that note, talking to you, Mickey. I mean, I have seen and heard a lot of different views. We love our brothers and sisters that's outside the city. We love our brothers and sisters that's inside the city. We all have fought. We all have come into the fight at different stages. Um, you look at a relay race. You got what, 3 or 4 people running in that race. One person running to one thing and pass the baton on. The other one run, pass the baton on. So if it looked like somebody had started at the beginning and now they're no longer out there, it's only because they passed the baton on to the next group to keep running it. Then the next group, it ain't that they necessarily got tired. They're getting refueled up for the race to continue to keep on going because we're a team. We're not separate. We are a team. Don't think that a person just gave up. They ain't doing nothing now, but they was doing something. And guess what? When they were doing something, you probably weren't doing anything. But the thing is that we as a team, we don't look at it. I did 50%. Well, she did 70%. We a team. You help pick your teammate up when your teammate is getting weak or weary. Help your teammate to get up and keep moving. That's what we want to do. And as our people that's out of town, a lot of them are coming in. They don't know really what all we have fought for in the past. But I always say this: we fought for certain things in the beginning. I wasn't there day one, so don't think when people say she was there from the beginning. Guess what? The beginning was April the 25th, 2014, and prior to that, because people already knew what switching the water was going to mean for the citizens of Flint. They had no idea we was going to get poisoned like we did, but the financial repercussions that we have suffered from the switch, we already knew what that meant. So people were fighting against the switch back then. It came to the switch, and we're 2 weeks later, it was noticeable. So you had people that was out there. They said, "Oh no, no, we can't drink this water," but they never thought they couldn't bathe in it. They wouldn't drink it, so they would buy them bottles of water, making sure people was getting it because people was getting sick from trying to use it. You're trying to boil the water, and growing up in the nation of Islam, we was always told by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, boil the water before you use it. We didn't know that boiling the water was gonna make the lead bind differently and react in our body in a derogatory way. So many of us didn't know to just do that. I was still using it to make my coffee in the morning. So, I mean, I didn't think, I said, shoot, we was taught to boil the water anyway. I don't have to worry about that. Not knowing I was still killing myself. Then we went on from that phase to where it's got a little bit more serious. Like, well, what about the babies in school drinking out the faucets? Then they started passing out water, getting waters to the schools to take care of the children in the schools and to the elderly. And it kept on to where we finally started hearing them say, General Motors said, mm-mm, it's messing up our parts. You have to change our water source. And they're in the city. So they got their water sources changed, which was a flag to say it's got to be something wrong with the water. Later on, still got it. People still getting sick, dying. So the death count that they giving you on the water crisis probably is, I ain't gonna say probably, it is inaccurate because there's a lot of people who had suffered different things was dead. We just thinking they just got sick and died, and we just buried them. We don't know, but to come to find out, it's probably was something related to the water. So now you got that phase going in, and then finally you get 2015 where Karen Weaver got elected in, and then the early part of 2026, water crisis declared. I remember having a cookout at my house in 2015, and family was in from out of town. I said, "Here, y'all, here's bottles of water. Do not rinse this meat off or anything with the sink water. You got to use this." And they looked at me like I was crazy until they started hearing that in January. Then they called me and said, "You told us something was wrong with your water when we was at your house." I said, "I tried to tell y'all. I hope y'all listened to me when I told y'all that. I know it was an inconvenience they was cleaning the chicken and stuff, to grill, because we were getting ready to grill and stuff." And I said, "Telling you, it's been messed up here for a minute." So now we're into where everybody has been told that there's something wrong with the water. I had neighbors that told me, "Girl, do you believe that? Ain't nothing wrong with this water." They didn't believe it still for a while. Now they're starting to believe it. I mean, then they started believing it. So when I say people have come into the fight at different stages of time, I'm trying to give credit to everybody who woke up and tried to do their part in their share. Because when you don't know, you just don't know. But once you learn and know, now you can do something different. And now you're held accountable for what you do know. It's people out there still now that don't know, that live in Flint, that don't know. Guess what? The water ain't clean. Stop using it. They think because they seen them coming out there doing some work, oh, they checked our service lines. They got the water back. They don't know if the water still is not drinkable and usable out the tap without a filter. You got to have a filter in order to use the water. Please, y'all, please. I got a whole house filtration system, and I still buy water to drink. I bought water to drink for years. I have a reverse osmosis at my tap, and I still, when I cook, a lot of times I'm using the water not from that reverse osmosis. I use that to clean stuff and clean my vegetables and clean food and stuff with, but I still use basically the bottled water to cook with. We talking about 10 years in. I've been doing this since I moved back to Flint in 2012, 2013, the end of 2012, beginning of 2013 is when I moved back to Flint. I've been buying my bottled water and using it ever since then. So I didn't get as affected by the tap water. But I remember I said I was making my coffee with the tap water. I was boiling it. I was making my coffee with it. And I was cooking with it. It was just easier to cook with that than to get the bottled water, but not anymore. But I'm saying all of this to you is because, There's been so many words and arguments back and forth, and you wasn't in it. You ain't been in it that long. So what? I came in it yesterday. I'm in it now. That's how I feel. I don't care when you came in. I'm gonna grab you by the hand and say, "Come on, we got some work to do." Cause it's so much work to do. It ain't stopping just because you came in yesterday or you came in 10 years ago. The work is still here. Stop. Put it to the side. Let's move on. And our people that's from out of town, we love y'all. We don't want to discourage you. But what I would suggest to you is that you don't come in and tell us what to do. Come in and ask us, have we done that yet? And ask us, what can you do to fit yourself in? Can I suggest? Because many, and I love y'all, but many of y'all coming and telling us, y'all need to, y'all should, and some of that stuff we already did 10 years ago, or 7 or 8 years ago, last year, before we even met you. So a lot of the things we've already done, maybe doing it again, we could go and move forward, but you assume that we haven't done it, and you assume that we sitting here. And I have to say this, as I said before, until you sit here in this city and live here in this city and deal with this water crisis on a day-to-day basis. I ain't talking about coming in and visiting and leaving back out, and that's nothing to any against anybody. I'm not talking about you sitting and watching and saying, I got relatives that's there that's suffering. That's not the same as you being here living it day to day. You have to go to your sink and decide if you're going to use the tap water to boil an egg. That's an egg. Or to boil your pasta to make spaghetti, or to clean your vegetables and fruit. No, most of you all don't. You don't think twice about it. You just go to the sink and just do it. But the people in Flint can't do that. That's why you hear a different kind of argument and fight from us. You hear it differently. And I just encourage you, don't lose out. I'm going to be honest and tell you how I feel. I feel like I have had what I've had described to me from foster children and what I've heard about foster children. They don't build trust in people too quickly and too fast, because once they start to build in trust in a person and in a home that they're in, sometimes they get displaced and go to another place. Now they got to work on it. They don't know from day to day if they're going to still be in the same home or go to another home. Be sentimental. Know that we feel that some of us feel in that same capacity the same way. Because guess what? Many of those who come in from outside the city and help, they help for a minute. They either got paid off of helping us. They came in and said, I can't help them. They don't want to listen because they ain't patient with us. And then they leave. But then you want to say, don't the lead affect people in their thought process and make them anxious? You say you know the symptoms, but you ain't ready to deal with us with the symptoms. We don't mind you helping, but if you ain't in here for the long haul, bye, go, get out. Don't sit in here and try to play games any longer with the citizens of Flint, because we gonna call you out. And if you ain't noticed here lately, a lot of people been getting called out. And it's not because we did not appreciate you. It's because we're tired of you coming in, pimping us, getting our monies and leaving. And right now, the citizens of Flint have not gotten anything from what? From the settlement. We ain't got that. We still dealing with bad water. All of our pipes are not replaced. Roofs falling in. Infrastructure in our homes need to be taken care of, and to be told by a city official that when you get your settlement money, can't you take care of some of those things in your home, instead of being offered money that was sent to us from ARPA that could have been used for us? Be honest. How many of y'all go to the park? Now I have to just stop and just give this shout out to Miss Rose Morrow. I saw her in action. She ain't getting paid for what she do. It's just her care and her concern for the citizens of Flint that made her go out and help with trying to help people to get their applications completed for the Metro program. Metro didn't pay her. They ain't gave her no kickback. She just went over there and did it. And I went over and saw her in action. She had about 10 people in there and she was moving from table to table. Okay, you got that part done? Okay. And she had, like, she said, okay, this is, she gave them numbers, but she still was helping everybody out simultaneously with getting stuff done. I got tired just watching her move around. I'm like, woo, she got a lot of energy and she surely brought it in there. And I'm telling you, she was truly working for the citizens of Flint, not working for her business, not working for people in particular, but for the citizens of Flint is what she was working for. Had to say that. I have to, Mickey, before I go in, because I want you all to watch about a 3 minute, 3 to 4 minute clip of unity. But I want to tell you all something. And this is a message to all of us, not no one person in particular. And I'm addressing it because it had been addressed or had been said. I got reported to the Flint School Board. I think a comment might have been made to the public library. If you all don't know, I do serve on the board over at the Flint, the Gloria Coles Flint Public Library. I'm a board member. I'm a board trustee. I sit on a couple of committees over there. Um, Not only just myself, because I don't want to make this just be about Sister Audrey, but I'm not the only one who has been reported to several different boards, organizations, whatever. But guess what? Keep reporting. Thank you. That means I'm doing my job. I was put here to be an irritant to those who are against um, the community. I was born into this. I was born. My mother was a very strong person, a strong hand person in the Flint community. She did a lot of work. She worked with a lot of different organizations on different committees. She's just been all the way around, and I followed her and watched her growing up. As a matter of fact, I know some incidents that happened with she was involved in when I was in her womb. And I don't even know if she knew I was in her womb at the time. But when she started telling me the stuff and I started doing the timeline, I'm like, Mama, you must have been pregnant with me when you were doing this stuff. So just know what you see me here now. This is Josie Lee Edwards Young Muhammad in the flesh that's working and doing stuff out here because that's what my mom do. And people that knew her said, boy, 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 Miss Young, she never would back down. If she told you something, she stuck with it. So this is me. But I just want to address that because I find it very ironic that a person would report an incident that happened where the cameras couldn't see everything that they could see and that they used the police to weaponize the police against Eric Mays, and we stood up for Eric Mays. Hindsight 2020, I can't see anything happening any different. I would still run and defend him just the same. Nothing. Just like I would run and defend anybody. Like I have ran and defended several other people. But I find it ironic that a person that would call and complain and say that I'm acting unprofessional is the same person that stood up over council people, called them the B word, called them out, not only council, but the audience member. The same person stood, called in and cussed out a pastor, didn't know that they was on a hot mic. And then when they found out they was on a hot mic, cussed out the same pastor at the Gloria Coles Flint Public Library in the parking lot to where staff members had to come outside, including the security for that councilwoman. And then you had parents and patrons calling in and saying they didn't know if the library was a safe place to bring their children because of this councilwoman. I find it very strange that this same councilwoman was caught up in the food stamp scandal with the neighbor and was mad because the neighbor said something about it and had her vehicle towed. Okay. I find it very strange that this same councilwoman sit up and vote for herself to get ARPA funds and her organization that she created. I find it very ironic that this same council person would take bribes, but yet and still said that I act unprofessional. I'm not the only person she said act unprofessional, but I can speak definitely for myself. I can speak for some of the A&E board members that she did say they acted unprofessional. And then you want people that's sitting on those different boards to look side-eyed at us, because I saw a few side eyes that I'm sure that you talked to. I'm good. I ain't going nowhere. Like I told you before, when you gonna learn? Just stop. Just stop with the childish behavior. If you say you want to move Flint forward, just stop with the childish behavior. Oh, and thank you, because I seen your committee finally went over and cleaned up Sarvis Park after we put it out there how dirty it was over there. Thank you for doing that. If that was you or whoever that was, thank you for taking care of that. We do appreciate that. Once again, I have to make sure y'all know my views ain't necessarily the views of 810 News Media Group. Just know that y'all, I'm saying that. You know, I find it ironic also that the same council person stood by and watched another councilwoman stand up over another council person twice and call the person out. And then even not only the council, several of the council people. I mean, come on. And you want to talk about unprofessional? Do you know that your behavior is considered to be riotous? You causing a riotous situation in a public forum, and then you take and weaponize the police and lied on an 80-year-old woman and got the police to come and have her removed from a meeting because you just didn't like because she was speaking the truth about you. We ain't going nowhere, boo. We're gonna be right here. We coming right back again. Because the one thing that we know for sure is that we got to stand on something. We got to definitely stand up and make sure, because if we had never stood up, we would have never known about the water crisis that we were having here, the problems with the water. But then I also find it ironic because I'm the one who also revealed that you don't live here in Flint, that you live in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Quit saying, oh, you was fortunate to be able to own 2 homes. You inherited that home here in Flint. And we ain't gonna talk about how you inherited it. Because you got other siblings that probably was entitled to that too. So let's not talk about that. But you filed that you live there in Oxon Hill, Maryland. That's your primary residency, but yet and still, you lied on your affidavit and said that you had been living here for a year and you didn't register to vote June of 2020. So we're gonna leave you alone, and I'm gonna move out because I know one thing is for certain and for sure. There's a lot that goes along with this. This is a whole deep situation that I don't know what to say about it. I just say this much right here. Stop with the shenanigans. If we talking about uniting the city of Flint and uniting our residents, let's talk about unity. I want to show that video clip right now. That's about a 4-minute video. Just be patient and listen to it because it's very interesting. I want you to listen to him introducing you to George Frazier right now. I'm gonna let you take it away, Mickey.
In anticipation of a profound insight from Minister Farrakhan, I prepared a chart. And this is a chart that I think says in another way what he so profoundly provided us today. This chart to me represents beautiful, educated, moneyed Black people all over America. It could represent Black organizations. It could represent Black churches. It could represent Black social and civic organizations. And what you will notice about these beautiful Black people all over America is that everybody is doing their own thing, caught up in a Eurocentric value of rugged individualism, having forgotten that it takes a village to raise a child. There is no power here, brothers and sisters. There is no power here. Power is most effective concentrated. You can take a 55-gallon drum of water, spill it over, it will disperse, find its own level, and eventually evaporate. You can take that same 55-gallon drum of water, put it under pressure, put a lid on it, put a hose in it, put a nozzle on the end of that hose, and it can cut concrete. There is no power with us being disconnected. See, there's nothing wrong with dispersion. I live in Cleveland, you live in Atlanta. We have folk in the Caribbean, we have folk in Africa. That's dispersion. That's okay, but we do not have to be disconnected. We are a disconnected people. We are powerless in disconnection. This is where all the power is. You see? This is where all the power is. Whether you are at the center of your own network or part of someone else's network, this is where the power is. There's a beautiful, beautiful African proverb that says, when spiders unite, they can tie up a lion. When we connect, because we are disconnected, we're disconnected from those of like mind. We're disconnected from the best practices in our community. I don't care what it is that you want to do, what profession you want to engage in, what business you want to get into. I can introduce you to brothers and sisters all over America they are doing it to death. You just don't know who they are. You are disconnected from them. There is no power in disconnection. Okay? When we connect, we prevent interlopers from coming into our communities and taking and destroying at will.
All right, George.
Try to open up the Booker T. Washington delicatessen in Chinatown and see what happens. So we must connect. We must connect the dots. That must be the movement for our people in the 21st century. We need a lot of us doing a little instead of a few of us doing a lot. We need to get together to get ahead. That is why we must network. That is what we teach at the Power Networking Conference in June in Cleveland. Come and visit with us.
Thank you, George.
Thank you very much.
Please
remember what it said in Isaiah. Remember what it says in Isaiah. And the voice of the Lord said, whom shall go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. We must go, brothers and sisters. We must do this. We must take on the responsibility. We are responsible for our own success or failure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Whew. Like you say on there, Brother Mickey, for educational purposes only. It's not that we're promoting the brother that's on there. That's from several years ago from the state of America. I remember Tavis Smiley used to do those. I don't think he's doing those State of America anymore, but there are other forums that have come together that are doing things that are trying to unite people across the United States. There's a lot of organizations and a lot of I'm like this. A lot of the organizations come about because they found dissatisfaction in another one and decided to go out and do their own thing. But when they go out and do their own thing, do they go back to the other organization and say, hey, let's unite. This is what we can do together, so that way we can still move ourselves forward? Or are they greedy and trying to take and pull each other from one another? If you are doing that, you are anti-community. You're not trying to build and unite the community. Stick together. Even if you build up your own organization, you heard he said we got to do this and unite together. Unite your organization with another organization on a common cause. I'll be honest with you. Told somebody just the other day, I'm not joining any other organization. I'm a member of the Nation of Islam. That's the organization that I belong to. I will help you and assist you. I will come in and say, hey, what do you need me to do? You need me to pick up a box. You need me to serve some food. What is it that you need me to do? But I cannot consciously keep joining into different organizations because one person decided that they were not happy with the organization that they was in, so they decided to go and join and create their own. I won't do it. That's me. That's not anybody else. That's just me and my own view. I want to move forward, but I am out there to help you and help bring us together, because I do know as a community, that's the only way that we are going to be able to make it is in unity. In unity, in unity. So, Mickey, we ain't going to have a long show. I'm probably close this out in about another 10 minutes, but I do want to say this much. Today is the last day that we're taking orders for the through the Ministry of Agriculture for our staple good program. And could you put that flyer up that I sent to you? Because I want to just talk. It's going to take me about maybe a minute or two to talk about it. I just wanted you all to know we had Dr. Ridgely on here a couple of weeks ago when the ordering opened up on April 21st. I just had someone to call me this morning to say to me, hey, you know what? I can't use a 50-pound bag of beans, but are you willing to share? And we split the cost and buy a 50-pound bag of beans together. And I said, okay, cool. Let's buy it. So that person buying red beans, I'm buying navy beans. We're gonna split a bag of beans up together. But if I want more beans, I'll go back and order more beans. If I want some, I got plenty of navy beans to last me. But this is the thing, that the reason why I'm saying this to you is because unite together. If you can't use 25 pounds of rice, go in and buy it with somebody else. This is the time that we gotta do ourselves and start to storing food in our home, because as you all can see, prices in the stores are going up, prices all over. It's going up. I don't know, Mickey, could you find it? I have that flyer. I think I sent you the flyer. I'm just trying to look to
I
double.
got you. I'm finna put it on right now. Give me 1 second.
Okay, got you. Yeah, and I just wanted to put that up because I want you all to know we got a lot of great things. We got whole wheat flour that came from the farm, the cream of wheat. We got they got the cream of wheat bread mix. To the left, you see it say the Staple Goods Project 25 that started NOIMOA.org, and I'm gonna put this whole thing up on my Facebook page. To the right, navy beans is really the real superfood. Stop believing that other stuff is superfoods. Navy beans are the superfoods. You can fix navy beans in so many ways. And y'all know one of the number one ways that y'all like them navy beans is in what? The navy bean pie. The bean pies are made by navy beans. Do not go out and let nobody tell you it don't make a difference between those and Great Northern. It do make a difference. Don't eat the Great Northern beans. Eat the navy beans. If you can look and see some of the things that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has told us was the nutrients in there, one of the things that really stood out to me was that it combats radiation in your body. It's a great source of fiber. It provides, 76 of the daily nutrients that's needed. It's full of iron, full of protein, calcium, fiber, zinc, vitamin B3, magnesium. I'm telling you, it was at one time called the small white bean, but it became the navy bean because the military, the government grow those. They were easy to grow, and that's what they use to feed to the soldiers. Because you see, it says on there, it helps to combat radiation. And when our military go into different areas, a lot of times they're exposed to different chemicals. You never know what it is that they're exposed to. Get some navy beans. I was passing out the navy bean soup recipe. If you end up needing it, let me know. I'll inbox it to you. Um, uh, um, Also, the bean pie recipe, people ask about it. It's made very similar to the sweet potato pie, but the navy beans is the substitute that was used with it. One day we'll have to talk to some of our Nation of Islam historians when they talked about how the navy bean pie ended up coming up and being created was back in the 1930s. We talking about almost 100 years ago. There was a activity who can create something out the navy bean and make it taste the best. And this sister came up with the navy bean pie. It's almost 100 years later, we're still eating navy bean pies because it was so delicious. And it was, besides the sugar, it's nutritious, but it's a nutritious dessert for you to have. Now we got people who make the navy bean cookies. They make navy bean chips, like the chip, like the nacho chips. They making the navy bean chips. They make navy bean dip. That one tahina. Well, no, is it what? I forgot what it's called. Is it tahina or something like that? Whatever that food is that they eat, that's like a dip, like a bean dip. We've been using the navy beans and making it a healthier dip for you to use for your chips. So it's a lot of different things that's made out of the navy bean. You'd be surprised. I do a lot of veggie burgers. I use the navy beans when I do my veggie burgers. When I create them, of course, I put other vegetables in it, the sauteed pepper and onions and things in it. But when I make my homemade veggie burgers, that's what I use is the navy beans. And it's a process, but it's worth it when you start to talk about eating healthier. It's a process. I'm trying to think of what else that I could think of to say on there. You all, we got the salt on here. I love the salt. Those are things that I use all the time. That's on here. They got honey, all of that kind of stuff. So we want to encourage you to go out and to place your orders today. Like I said, today is the last day of the ordering phase. And then that way we'll go after that. When you place your order here in Flint and you choose Flint as the city that you're in, a representative for Flint will definitely make contact with you so that way that you can make sure that you pay for your orders. They will collect from you. That's Sister Carla Muhammad. If you're in another city and you select there, that Ministry of Agriculture coordinator will reach out to you so that way you will have your local contact, because some of you all are not here in Flint that watch the show. Just look in there and you will find your contact from there. Also, just trying to think of what else. Um, I'm gonna close out get ready. Like I said, I'm getting ready to close us out. Visit the mosque in your local area. If you're not for sure where the mosque is located, reach out to me. I can help you find the location of the mosque in your city or area, study group in your area. In Flint, we're located at 1417 Stevenson Avenue. That's right there at the corner of Stevenson and DuPont, across the street from Ballinger Park. Now we do have a big, beautiful sign on the front of the building, so you'll know it's Muhammad's Study Group. I did get a chance to see that, and I just have to say this: it looks good. It looks good. I'm impressed. It is up there. I know that had been something we have been working on for a while, and we got it up. So just know, come out and visit us every Sunday from 11 to 1. That's our regular Sunday lectures. That's there. We open up the doors at 10:30. On Monday, we have the men's group. And you will be able to get in touch with one of the local brothers there that will help you and tell you what time they're meeting and what they're doing, because sometimes their class time varies depending on if they're going out in the community doing something, there's an activity you got going on. Just know that we do something. Also, um, Wednesdays and Fridays, 7:30 to 9, study group, self-improvement. Learn how to improve yourself. Make yourself a better person, into rising yourself above emotions into the thinking of God. We all are working. We ain't, all of us is working there. We have our days. Some days are better than others, but we all are working on it. So come out and study and find out some things. You'll learn some stuff about your inner self, self-improvement. Saturdays, we have the women's class. We go to Detroit for the women's class. It starts at 9 o'clock, but we have an orientation class for our new sisters that are interested in finding out more information about the nation. It's not a joining process at that time. You are in the process of joining, you're learning, you go through a process and everything. So you can decide if this is what you really need and this is what you want, because it's a process, and we encourage you all to come out for that. So that's our meetings all throughout the week. I will be remiss if I don't tell you all right now. Next Saturday, May the 11th, guess what? It's the 91st birth anniversary of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Can you believe it? 91, and stand up and talk for 2 and 3 hours and lecture and still active in the community. He looks great, but his birth anniversary is coming up. So that's one of our days of service. We'll be out in the community doing some service work and things in that day. That's still to come on exactly what we'll be doing. But I'm excited. I always get excited when his birthday comes around every year. But that's on Saturday the 11th. And then we know what Sunday is, right? Sunday the 12th is Mother's Day. Let's take a moment and honor all our mothers, whether it's your mother, your sister, whoever, they doing great work in the community. It's so many. I'd be broke if I tried to buy a gift for everybody, because there's so many great women we have in our community that just works all the time. They do work. They never stop. They constantly giving motherly instincts, and I love each and every one of them for that. And then I'm trying to think anything else. Like I say, once again, today Cinco de Mayo. Y'all go out and get y'all some good Mexican food. I'm going out and getting me something that's gonna be good and wholesome, something I can eat, something that's gonna be okay for me. But it is Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, who don't like a good taco? Pretty much all of us like a good taco. Trying to think. Like as we always say, like, share, subscribe. Please donate to 810 News Media Group, $ 810 News Media Group. Let's give that rundown of our weekly shows as we get ready to close out. Y'all know Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. You have the beautiful Winters Hall and the world's greatest producer in the world, Spacely, Sprocket, Mickey, Jordan. I ain't gonna give you government name. I think Linda Pendleton gave all our government names out already, Mickey. I think she did a good job. But if y'all didn't know, my name was Audrey Frederica Young. You know it now. I ain't never hid it. I'll be like, dang, she put that on there. Tell me something I ain't already know. Tell me something about myself. Tell me something I can't find out. Yeah, I mean, we all know I ain't never hear who I was. I don't think anybody else did. But anyway, we got the beautiful Winters Hall and Mickey Jordan on Monday through Friday from 9 to 11 with the bump. We got on Wednesday, Trevor is back, right, Mickey? What time on Wednesday? Mick. Uh-oh. We got to get him back. Mickey, I think he's on sometime another around noon on noon o'clock on Wednesdays.
Oh,
Then
my
on
bad.
Thursday, is it 9? Is it noon?
No, yeah, Wednesday, him and Clark at 12 o'clock. I'm sitting up here talking to you and was muted.
We got him back, y'all. Okay. I was we don't lost Mickey.
No, I was muted.
That's okay. So now you know you got to help me with all our times. We're going to just write them out so I can just put them up on the screen. That's what I'm going to do for next week. And then on Thursday, we got, of course, we got the bump. And then you got
Winters at 6.
Winters is at 6. She always has some. She always sneak a guest in. We don't never know who she got coming in.
For sure.
I don't think Mickey know until they knock on the door. He be like, okay, that's our guest for the week. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's how it be though.
But she surprises. We just never know. We just tune in so we can see. She keep us on our toes.
For sure.
Friday again. Friday is our hot day. Yeah. We always think Friday is the hottest day of the week. You got the bump from 9 to 11. Then you got is it
no at 1.
Trevor Rance at 1. Then you got
5 o'clock. Yeah, Carol and Clark Community Conversations at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Then you got Sister Circle. When they get in, when they fit in, like 6 o'clock, 6:10, 6:15, it might be 6:30 because they gotta give Carol and Clark they time to get done with what they do. Sometimes they go over. So just stay tuned in. You're gonna have another show coming with Sister Circle with Winters and beautiful Anna. How you pronounce Anna? Nope. Okay, Anna.
Anna.
I was Anna. Yep, you got them. And then you have Ashley Rich at 8 o'clock giving you the Hollywood news. I missed it. I got to go back and look. Did she talk about?
No, she has strep throat this week, so she'll be back next week. Yeah.
Okay. Did she talk? She got to tell us about R. Kelly. Tell her to give us an update on R. Kelly. I'm seeing them showing pictures and saying he's on tour through the prisons or something, but I want to know if he really is. They got him a different color orange outfits on these pictures, but I just want to know if that's true. That's my question to you this week, Miss Ashley Rich. Let us know if Robert Kelly is back out there doing his thing, at least even if he's there locked up doing it. I mean, I ain't gonna tell no story. I was an R. Kelly fan, so I just pray for him that he gets some healing and move on. Then on Saturday mornings, who we got at 10 o'clock? Beautiful Tanya Burns, Councilwoman Tanya Burns, 6th Ward Councilwoman Tanya Burns will be on at 10. And then, of course, me again on Sunday at 5 with the Happy Mother's Day. So guess what? Before then, I just would like to close us out by saying happy birth anniversary to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Happy Mother's Day to all of the beautiful mothers that's out there. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Mickey, you got anything to say before we close us out?
No, just happy Mother's Day to the mothers and happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you and peace.
Peace.
See you all next week.